Hello. Good evening, good morning, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Super excited to join you today and answer your questions live. So, anything when it comes to e commerce, landing pages, conversion rate optimization, maximizing your Q4, making more money from your ads. This Q4, so super excited to answer any of the questions, give you feedback on everything that you do, share my experience. Been in e-commerce for last 8 years. I've done well over $100 million in sales, made a lot of mistakes, many fuck ups. So would love to share with you what's not working and also what's working exactly right now, so you can scale up very nicely during Q4, whether you're just starting with e-commerce and you're looking for more guidance, or you already have a successful e-commerce business and you're looking to take that business to the next level, maximize your results using paid advertising, Facebook specifically. Again, entering Q4 will be a quite massive Q4 this year with election and everything, and overall Q4 is a very competitive environment. So I want to give you all the tricks, hacks, tactics, strategies, anything that will help you to make more money this Q4. Any of the questions, please drop them in the chat. I'll be answering them live for you. This is live. People sometimes, it's like, is it live? It is live. It is live. It is September 16, 2024. I'm here with you live, and I'll be answering your questions. Drop those. I already see some questions here popping up, which is awesome. Drop those questions either you're on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. Drop them here in the chat, and I will be answering them for you. Some amazing questions already, which is phenomenal. Let's get it rolling. All right. And by the way, just want to make sure that the sound and everything is on point. Drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. Last thing that I want is, me talking for, 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then realizing you cannot hear me. So just drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if you can see me okay, if everything is on point, and we will get started. All right. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. All right. Let's roll. All right. First question is from Paulius Zamis. My man, thank you so much for joining. By how much to increase the budget when scaling is 20% the general rule, or when you're very profitable, you can increase by more? Yeah, you can definitely increase by more. You can increase 50%, 100%, no problem. Then obviously monitor the performance. Also, yeah, you have to look at it like day by day, and you have to kind of like serve these budgets, right? Like if you're serious about this, right? There's a lot of people that just launch their ads and just leave them running for weeks, not touching them. That's like an old way of running ads. But if you are more aggressive, you want to scale faster, then you have to pretty much like serve scale on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you have a good day in the morning, you see that ads are profitable. For us, usually it's second half of the week that's performing better. First half of the week usually performs worse. So we scale accordingly. And we, let's say on a day where it's not very good, we are not pushing very hard. So there's no point of pushing very hard on days where, your performance is shit. You'll just end up losing more money. So 50%, 100%, 100%, you can do it. 100%. Paula Zamos, let me know if that makes sense, sir. Question from Ivan Ray. How do you find suppliers for a lean e-commerce brand? So there's a few layers of this. First layer is you can use platforms like Zendrop. Zendrop is a phenomenal platform, has probably tens of thousands of products available to source, available to sell. So Zendrop is a great option. And by the way, second layer here is private suppliers, private agents, and I have basically a list of those that we're personally using those for years. They can pretty much source any product at a very good price. If you need a list of those, you have to DM me suppliers on Instagram. This is my Instagram here. I'll send you the list. These are great suppliers because oftentimes what happens is, sometimes you work with a supplier and you pretty much you're working with supplier and they're sending you tracking codes, and then a few weeks after it turns out that they have not been shipping their orders, and I've made this mistake. And then imagine, all of the chargebacks, all of the refunds, like all of the mess that this causes. There's many not very trustworthy suppliers, so you definitely want to make sure that you are working with the right supplier. So just DM me suppliers. DM me suppliers on Instagram. I'll send you the list of my suppliers so you can connect with them. You can get a quote for your product. They'll ship your product on time. They have amazing prices. So that will help you to just put a solid foundation. So you don't have to worry about that part of the business, at least. You have to focus on the marketing and selling your products. But then that logistics parts and supplier part is taken care of. If you're working with the right partner, in that sense, then you will just eliminate many headaches that come with running e-commerce business. So DM me suppliers on Instagram. I'll send you the list. It took me many years to consolidate that list, to find these suppliers, to work with them, to build trust, and you get it right away. How cool is that? You get it right away. What took me years to, but that's what I'm here for. So just DM me suppliers on Instagram and I'll send it over. Another question here is from Jacob Calloway. Only one competitor, Meta Ads, ripped their content, but rearranged the clips to make the content better. Been seeing success with testing. How soon should I get my own creatives? First, I don't recommend ripping content from other people. But if you've done that already, just stop doing it as soon as you can. What we like to do is, let's say we find the content from other people that's working well, and we want to replicate that content. We're basically cutting parts of the video where, for example, they demonstrate the product, or they have specific piece of B-roll. They have basically we take the ad and we break it down into smaller pieces. Could be 1 second piece of B-roll, 5 second piece of B-roll, but it's many of those pieces of B-roll that at the end they make a good video. And we create all of that list and then sending this content to content creators. So when we're working with content creators, we're sending them scripts to shoot, but also we're sending them the list of B-roll that they have to shoot for us. So if we're paying them $100, $150, $200, we want to make sure that we're maximizing what we're getting for what we are paying them. So if we're paying them that money, we want to get the recorded script, but also we want to get a lot of B-roll that we can also repurpose in the future. So if you're making money, if you basically validated the product, then I would do that as soon as possible. Especially if you have resources, if you can afford it, do it as soon as you can, because that will make you different from other people. That will also prevent all of the DMCA, all of the trademark issues from your competitor, and that will allow you to scale a lot faster. So do it as soon as you can, Jacob Calloway. My man, thank you so much for being transparent and telling me how it is. All right. Ecom ABM. What's the difference from going 6-figure months to 7 figures? What's the transition like? So I have recorded, literally, I'm like, okay, how can I help many people on a scale? And so I have recorded the whole tutorial on this. It's basically, let me see, where is that? It's on my YouTube channel. It's literally the whole infrastructure of $1 million per month. This video here. All right, so I'll drop it here. This is the video. I don't know if you can screenshot it, but it's basically on my YouTube channel. It's called $1 million per month ecom infrastructure. I go deep into different parts of the business, because when you starting to go from 6 figures per month to 7 figures per month, there's many moving parts that come into the equation. Your supplier, your supply chain, your product development, your team, your ads, your creative process. So there's many moving parts that you have to put together. And so I put all of those in the YouTube video that you can watch. You can like literally break it down into all of the parts. Maybe you have some parts of that solidified. If you're already doing 6 figures per month, probably you already have some of those parts in place. But then some of the parts you still have to dial in. Maybe you have to build your creative team. Maybe you have to build your creative process. Maybe you have to put some things on a supply chain. Maybe your supply chain is not good. Maybe your agent is not good. Maybe like there's something breaking on that part. Maybe you have to hire someone for a support team who's better than the people that you have right now. But all of those parts will come together to help you get from 6 figures to 7 figures. I wish it was just like increasing budget on ads and everything else falls into place. But it's if you want to build, like not just go to 7 figures 1 month, but if you want to build a foundation where you can consistently do 7 figures every month and scale from there, then you have to build this whole infrastructure. That's why I made this video here. I know this link is not very is not very attractive. It's not very clickable here. If you DM me on Instagram, if you DM me infrastructure on Instagram, just DM me infrastructure on Instagram. I'll send you the link to this video. I'll send you the link to some other resources. I'll help you with many, many different things that could be valuable to you to help you go from 6 figures to 7 figures per month. Just DM me infrastructure on Instagram. This is my Instagram, Alex Fedotov 3F at the end. All right. Let me know if that makes sense. Ecom ABM. All right. In India, dropshipping works or not? RTO is a big issue. Should they start a brand for high-value woman who has money to buy and likes to spend? I've seen that women are impulse buyers. I have met. So we had our mastermind last week in Budapest, and one of our guests, he came all the way from India, and he's doing about $500,000 per month in Indian market, doing cash on delivery model. So it's 100% works. You have to put things in place. Like, for example, you have to confirm the orders. You have to sell appropriate products. But India is a massive market. It's like 1.5 billion people population. So you definitely have a lot of potential in that market. Should you sell products for high value? Test it out. There's only one way to find out. Test it out. Some people are just selling lots of different products that are cheaper, kind of like general stores, and that model 100% works in India. But if you are, and also some people are selling products specifically made in India, so they don't even have to import their products, which is awesome, which kind of like cuts that whole process of like importing products, like waiting for shipments and stuff like that. So you can also do that as well. I mean, if I was based in India, if I knew Indian culture, language, mentality, I would 100% focus on India market because it is massive. It's 1.5 billion people, and there's a lot of potential. All right, let me know, Roman, if that makes sense. Do you recommend opening a single product Shopify store or a store with multiple products serving a single niche? If multiple products, how many products do you recommend? I start with single product Shopify store. I would open a store, like initially it's like one product. You only need one product to do like 100K per month or more. Like it's literally that simple. So I would not focus like everything on one product. What I would do is I would choose a generic brand name. Just don't call it hotdeals.com. Like, just don't call it something very like sketchy. Pick up the name for the brand. I like to go into like a map. For example, like Italy or Germany, picking up the name of the city. That sounds good, not too long. And then based on that, choose a name for your brand, something that you can sell multiple products from. So if you think about Nike, right? Or if you think about Apple, like what is Apple? Like you can sell any product under Apple name. You can sell furniture under Apple name. Like so, and that those are generic, like just don't call your website bestsleeppillow.com. Like that is, that limits you to a specific category, that limits you to a specific product, and you don't want that. So name your brand with a generic name. You can start marketing one product, get traction with that product, and then start adding other products to the to the store, right? So you turn one product store into a niche store. I've seen that model working the best. I've seen that model is the most scalable. That model is also much better than just random general drop shipping stores that people are doing, just selling all sorts of products. Especially in markets like United States. So you want to focus on a specific niche, and you want to focus initially on one product, get traction with that one product, and then identify what other products people in that niche are willing to buy. You can do post-purchase surveys. You can go on Amazon and explore some similar products to the ones that you're selling, and then start adding those other products to the store. So you turn one product store into a niche store. So that's what I'd recommend. And and second part of your question, I'm having a hard time finding a niche. Would appreciate your advice on niche research. Also, if I'm not super passionate about niche, I'm planning to open a store in. Is that okay? That is a phenomenal question. That is a phenomenal question. So, hard time finding a niche. I personally like 4 niches. These niches are health, beauty, pets, and jewelry. I love these niches because they're scalable. You can do 7 figures per month within those niches. They're big. You can scale internationally within those products, and they just have so much potential, and they're evergreen. You can sell those products throughout the year. Besides jewelry is kind of like more seasonal, but there's also ways to sell products throughout the year as well, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. Have some more evergreen products that are jewelry. And so jewelry is a great niche. Very small, very light to ship products. Your costs also will be very low, which means you can ship your products very cost effectively. Like if the package is like this, like literally the package is like this for jewelry product, like it's super cheap to ship. And it's important because if you're selling something that's harder like to ship, or more expensive or heavier, then on top of everything else you're dealing with, you'll also be dealing with shipping costs increase, and then your margin decreases, and then everything goes to shit. So that's those are my favorite niches to sell products in. If you're not passionate about the niche, that's okay. Like I've seen so many people selling products. For example, even in our business, we're selling products to women like 40 plus, right? I'm not a woman 40 plus, right? Like we don't have any team members that are ladies 40 plus, but we are selling products to those women. Am I passionate about those products? After seeing, the reviews that come in, I become more passionate about it, but it's not something that I started with. Passion comes after you start seeing results. This is one thing that people kind of like take a lot of time to think about. Like I want to be passionate about the product I'm selling. Like, but passion is something that you discover. Passion is something that if you have momentum with a business, I mean, you probably be passionate about it because like business is growing, like customers are happy about the products they're getting. So one way or another, you become passionate about the business growth, right? That and benefiting more of those customers. Let me know if that makes sense, OM. This is a phenomenal question that I think can help a lot of people to get clarity on that. Like you don't have to be passionate about stuff in order to become rich. Like, all right. Question from Angelo Di Simone. Facebook ads keep declining my card, even though there are funds. I called my bank, they verified everything is fine. What do you recommend I do? So I tried connecting PayPal, but Facebook didn't verify. There is one type of cards. It's called Dash Fi. And Angelo, if you DM me on Instagram, I can introduce you to some people there. Those cards, this is my Instagram, by the way. Just DM me on Instagram. I'll introduce you. Those cards don't get rejected by payment processors. Like even Amex, even American Express is oftentimes getting rejected. And during Q4, that can cost you a lot of money. Like if you want to like scale, you're spending like $50,000, $100,000 a day on ads, and then your card gets rejected. So basically, you're not paying for your ads. You cannot scale. You cannot maximize Q4. This is very big problem. We've had that problem in previous Q4s. Now we're using Dash.fi. We have no problem at all. It's called Dash.fi. So yeah, just DM me here. I'll introduce you to those. Also, if you need some, if you have any other payment processing issues, then I might be able to help you there. Just DM me here. Just DM me payment processing or just payments. DM me payments, and I'll help you with introductions and some resources. All right. Phenomenal questions, guys. I mean, you absolutely rock. So thank you so much for great great questions. All right. Okay. OM. As a solopreneur starting his own store and not having a team, what tasks should I focus on for the first 6 months when I'm opening dropshipping store on Shopify? As a solopreneur, which tasks? I mean, initially you do everything, right? If you cannot outsource, if you don't have like a lot of capital, then you will have to learn a multitude of skills. You'll have to learn video editing. You'll have to learn some product page or landing page design. You'll have to learn copy. You'll have to learn, keeping your accounting at least, like in order, like minimally. So if you don't have a lot of capital, then you'll have to do all of those things by yourself. If you do have capital, there's lots of freelancers that you can hire for video editing, for example, for creating your website, for getting some, let's say, images done, any of those things, you can hire someone to do it. If you have the capital, like it wouldn't cost you a fortune. It will cost you usually like a few $100s to do that. But if you are low on capital, then you'd have to learn all of those things by yourself. And it might be even good to do everything by yourself. Because like in business, like initially, it's like you have to understand every part of the business. And for example, if you don't understand what good video editing is like, what good ad is like, you can just outsource it from day one, right? Because like very few service providers are actually good and focused on quality. And the ones that are focused on quality, they usually charge a lot of money and they take a lot of time to do their work. So it's a lot faster to do it by yourself initially, or maybe you have some friends that have specific skill sets that you can kind of like recruit and get their help. But initially, the more you understand the business that you're getting in and every moving part of that, the more advantage it will give you later on. Because even if you hire someone for the team, and let's say you hire a video editor, you can quickly identify if they're good at video editing or not. And you can quickly make decisions whether to keep them on your team. Whereas if you don't know what the good ad looks like, and they're making ads for you, and they're saying, yeah, these ads are phenomenal, these ads are great, and then those ads don't perform, and you're like, you can't even give them feedback. You can't even say like, oh, this ad looks like shit, if you don't understand that part of the business. So that's what I would recommend. If you are starting out, just get your hands dirty. that's my advice. What are your thoughts on dropship companies like Zendrop, CJ Dropship, DCRC, and RDS? If I'm just starting out, don't have enough budget to order items in bulk from China for branded dropship. Yeah, those are great. Those are great companies to start with. Over time, like once you start doing volume, the biggest thing that you can do is just kind of like move towards like working directly with factories. So you eliminate the middleman, or at least work with someone who can negotiate on your behalf with factories on terms, on prices, and stuff like that. But to start with, these platforms are phenomenal. These platforms can get you to 100K a month, few 100K a month, no problem. All right. Gustav Agren. I have a product I made $400,000 a few months ago, but it died. My biggest issue is longevity. Is it evergreen? It's an evergreen product, and I hope it can work again. I've tested a lot of creatives too. Okay, what would you do? Okay, Gustav, great question. I would have to see your creatives. Because usually that's where products flop. Also, I would want to see your landing pages. I would want to see like where you've been sending traffic to. Usually that's, if product dies, oftentimes is because of the conversion rate. Like you basically start scaling up, and then you hit all of the people that are hottest buyers, and then Facebook starts optimizing for colder and colder audiences, and your website or your landing page or your advertorial is not designed to convert cold traffic. And that's usually where it breaks. Your conversion rate basically drops, and you think that the product died, but in reality, it's just your landing page or advertorial or product page is not good enough. It's not converting cold traffic at a rate that is acceptable for you to keep scaling profitably. And so I would need to look deeper into it. Gustav, if you can DM me on Instagram, with some details, send me the links to the product page or the landing page where you've been sending traffic. Send me some creatives. I'll give you some feedback, and we'll get you back on track. But usually, this is where people saying the product died, but in reality, it's either creatives or the landing page. It's a marketing side. Like if the product is evergreen, so I think about it always this way. Okay, there is like, just in the United States, there's 300 million people, right? Let's say, we cut half of those because there's kids that don't have credit cards and they're not really looking to buy. And we let's say you're selling products for older people. So maybe out of that 300 million, there's like 20-30 million people that are willing to buy. And you have sold $400,000 worth of product, which means, let's say, even if your average order value is, $50, so you have sold 8,000 people. Okay, so out of 15, 20, like 30, whatever million people, you have sold to 8,000. You have sold to very, very small fraction of that market. So for me, that says that there's so much more opportunity to scale. You just have to find a way to communicate the value of your product and the problem that you're solving in a way that gets people to buy. And that's how I look at it. And that's how we're able to sell, pretty like saturated products for a very long period of time, like millions, like tens of millions of dollars selling saturated products. So saturation is a myth in my experience. It's mostly comes down to the to your marketing. So I would have to look at it. Gustav, if you can DM me on Instagram here, send me some details. I'll give you some feedback, and I'll see how I can help you. OM, do you recommend hiring sourcing agents in China to source my dropshipping products? If yes, which website do you suggest finding the sourcing agents? I don't recommend using websites. What I do recommend is for you to just DM me suppliers on Instagram. Like, there's many sketchy agents. There's many sketchy suppliers that will not even ship your products, or will ship products with low quality, or will just overcharge you for many things. That's why I'm very, very selective who I work with as my suppliers, as my agents. If you DM me suppliers on my Instagram, this is my Instagram here, then I will send you the list of suppliers that I'm personally using. So let me see where's that. All right. Hey, question from Twitter from Fabian van Til, my Dutch friend here. I think it's Dutch. Is it Dutch? Let me know if it's Dutch. I love you, Dutch people. You guys are phenomenal. Hey, what do you think about Quiznels and Axe Reasons? Axe Reasons, great landing page framework, phenomenal. Quiznels, also great. You'd have to model like existing successful quiz funnel. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just find a company that has good quiz funnels, model them, observe every step of the process, observe the drop-offs, if some of the questions need to be modified, if some of the questions need to be adjusted. Also, for that, you probably need some kind of like product, position product is customizable or kind of like personalized. This will help you to get higher conversion. It's basically you asking questions so you can personalize their experience and personalize the product for them, for the customer. This will get you higher conversion rate. But both of those funnels are phenomenal. Everything will just come down to the execution. So even with reasons why, a lot of people just like randomly drop like, oh, all the kind of like random benefits of the product, instead of focusing on the biggest selling points of the product and also overcoming the biggest objections that customer has. So research in terms of kind of like why people are buying the product, which feature of the product or what benefit of the product resonates the most with them, and also what objections they have in terms of the product. Like, for example, if you would sell some gadget, and that gadget would be you would have to replace it every year, right? For example, or it would need to come down with some cream. Like, you have to specify it, like, comes with a cream, so you don't have to buy it additionally, right? So you kind of like use those pinpoints of information to create very solid, very appealing reasons for people to buy products. So everything will come down to the research. Let me know if that makes sense. Fabian Van Thiel. Jacob Calloway. What do you suggest for ad campaign structure with starting off? Currently running 5-10 creatives in a CBO on Meta. Are you finding broad is better, or you do targets interest still? We go broad. Like, most of the cases, we just go broad. We just let Facebook figure it out. Like, Facebook is smarter than you and I. So like, yeah, Facebook has all the data. You just have to focus on the creative, on the messaging, on the landing pages, on advertorials. You dial those things in, you can just go broad. And Advantage Plus, all of those things, Facebook will figure it out. Which 2 marketing channels you suggest I focus on and master in order to start and scale branded dropshipping store to 6 figures revenue early first, and then do those kind of figures monthly? I mean, you just need Facebook. From my perspective, you just need Facebook. Like, literally, I don't know. I don't know what to tell. But Google is good too, at least on a basic level, because as you start advertising more on Facebook, then some people will search for your product on Google, and you definitely want to be there. At least branded keywords, and maybe some Google shopping. So in that case, yeah, Facebook and Google, but Facebook will drive majority of the revenue, and Google will just help you to catch some more of that traffic. 6 figures revenue early. What is that? $10,000 a month? Yeah, it's very low. I mean, yeah, you can easily, yeah, these are small numbers, so you can easily do those numbers a month, in a few months. If you focus on dialing in Facebook, you can do 6 figures per month. Like, Facebook has this capability to scale. Facebook has like literally billions of people are using Facebook every month. You just have to show the right ads to the right people. So let me know if that makes sense. OM. How do you go about hiring the right people? Building your team seemed up to be capped at $500,000 a month. I feel like systems aren't optimized as it could be. It really feels like I'm lacking that. Ecom ABM. Man, these are phenomenal questions. Let's connect on Instagram, Ecom ABM. I'll send you some resources. I'll send you some. I have some tutorials. I have some templates. I have some SOPs. I'll ask you some questions to see where exactly that biggest gap is on your team. So just DM me. Please DM me on Instagram. We'll chat there. And on the broader kind of, let me see, where is that question here? On the broader perspective, it's, yeah, I mean, number one team you need to go from like 500K per month to like 1 million a month and beyond is the creative team, like marketing team, because that's the engine of everything. But then also, someone who would craft copy for your advertorials and landing pages, because that element constantly needs to be tested in order to maximize the profitability. And also systems are not as optimized. Like you will see that starting at every level of business, even like 9-figure businesses that you would think that they are like perfectly run. There's a lot of mass on backend. That's one of the elements of the growing company, that systems break. Like systems break, and then systems are only as good as people using them. You might have a perfect system, you might have a perfect process, you might have like a perfect like SOP for people to follow, and people still don't fucking follow it. Like it's just part of the business. So like choosing the right team members for your team, and then also keeping those team members accountable, that would be the biggest thing that I would focus on. It's like setting high standards, and then making sure that people actually fulfill those standards. Also, this level of scale, I don't know what your team structure is like. You might be thinking about bringing in like operations manager, or someone who specifically would be like keeping the team accountable, making sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, uh, eliminating people that are not a good fit, and helping you to bring in the right kind of people. So Ecom ABM, let's connect on Instagram. These are great questions. Would love to help you with any resources that I can send your way. This is where most businesses stagnate. Most businesses like might get some traction, might get to like 100, a few hundred K per month in sales, but then they stagnate because it's all predicated only on one person. Maybe it's a founder, or maybe there's like only a few good people, and the rest are just slacking, or maybe they're not as bought in to build with you. So yeah, would love to dig deeper into this and see how I can help you. So DM me on Instagram and let's chat there. What are the uh, which are the top 5 books you recommend to read to become a seven-figure e-commerce brand owner entrepreneur? Top 5 books. Number 1, How to Get Rich. But it's like you will not get rich from reading books, unfortunately. Like you'll get rich from doing stuff, and you'll get rich from making mistakes, and you will get rich from getting harsh feedback from people that maybe a few steps ahead of you, that can look at your business, give you feedback. You'll get rich from networking with the right people, from getting the right advice and implementing that advice. Books can help you shift some beliefs, but I would not put the responsibility on books to make you rich or to make you 7 figures. Um, Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Otherwise, like the professors in a fucking Harvard, they would be extremely rich, like extreme, like all the professors, all of the academical people, they would be extremely rich, but for some reason they're not, unfortunately. So books is not the answer, but I mean, on the mindset side, I'll still give you the books. So it's Psycho-Cybernetics, 100%. It is How to Get Rich, Felix Dennis. It is 80/20 Sales and Marketing. It is Dot-Com Secrets, Russell Brunson, and Breakthrough Advertising, Eugene Schwartz. These 5 books, and there's many more, but these I think kind of like foundational, have the right kind of will give you the right kind of foundation on the mindset level, and then on the tactical level. I mean, books are very hard to kind of like to catch up with what's happening. I think Alex Hormozi book, like $100 million offers, is pretty good one in terms of like crafting the offer that is more compelling for people to buy, which will help you to increase your conversion rate, will help you to increase your average order value. I think that book is phenomenal in that sense. But overall, like you'll gain the most like knowledge from actual like trial and error, and also working with people that are a few steps ahead of you, that can look at the things that you do and give you like very direct, very fast feedback. It also will shortcut your path significantly, so you don't have to do all of those trial and error mistakes. You can just ask the right person, get the feedback within like 30 minutes, instead of wasting 3 months on figuring out the same fucking thing. So that's what I would recommend. And OM, thanks for all the responses, Alex. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let me see here. I'll pick up some questions from Instagram. How long did it take you? How long did it take before you personally saw success in dropshipping? About like 6 months for me. I had no fucking idea what I was doing. Didn't speak English, so everything was like foreign language for me. So I didn't have like payment processing back in Ukraine when I started. We didn't have PayPal. I had to go like across the border to Poland just to open a PayPal fucking account. And so the pass and how much time it takes you. And I was also working like full-time job. So I was doing it kind of like on the side. So I had to overcome all of those challenges, like probably everyone had, and everyone has who's getting into the business. And it's just part of the game. So for me, it took 6 months. For some people, I see they're getting that traction sometimes, in 1 week. Sometimes they're getting that traction in like 1 year. Sometimes they're getting that traction in 2 years. Sometimes they're getting that traction in 3 years. The most important thing, though, is just fucking stick to it. Just fucking stick to it, because, like, I had this conversation with one of our clients in the mastermind, Simone. He's from Italy. I think we'll post the interview with him shortly on YouTube. Last month he did $5.7 million in sales with his business, and he's been in business for 4 years. But the first 2 years that he's been in business, he had no fucking traction. And this is where most people would just give up. Most people would just, yeah, e-commerce doesn't work. Like entrepreneurship doesn't work. Like, people would have all of these excuses, and he just continued pushing. And if he didn't, he wouldn't grown like multi 8-figure business at this point, because he grown that business basically in the last 2 years. He started having traction. He just doubled down on the business. He cut out like everything else. He just focused on that business. This year he'll do like 30 mil, probably surpass that. And he wouldn't get there if he would have just quit. And so many times, people just quit too early before they see traction. So maybe having someone in your circle, people close to you that are believing in what you have to do, also building your own self-belief that it's possible, like watching, some inspirational videos. Just don't just do that. Like, don't just watch motivational videos and then don't do shit with your own business. But keeping mindset fresh with the belief that this is possible. I think that's such a crucial distinction between people who make it and people who do not. And keeping like positive mental attitude and being like optimistic that, okay, it takes like 3 months. 3 months I have no fucking traction. Okay, I can just drop it and try to do something else. But guess what? If you go from, let's say, e-commerce to try to do something else, you will still face the same challenges. You'll still have to figure shit out. Like, there's not a single business where it's like, yes, you start and then like right away you have traction. It takes months and sometimes years to get traction in business. But if you think about the upside of that, like, if you figured it out, like, you can change your life forever. And if you don't do it, then you'll be just jumping from one opportunity to another. And then 10 years later, you're like, fuck, I I should I should have just stuck with e-commerce. So that's what I would recommend. Just stick to it. Stick to one fucking thing and become good. Become good, and the better you become, the more money you make, and everything else falls into place. All right. OM. I'm currently having e-commerce gifts store selling jewelry gifts that come with a message card and also personalized metal wool art, but I'm not getting sales after spending $4,000 on ads. Any tips? OM, please DM me on Instagram. I would love to help you with some personalized advice. This seems very odd. The niche is good. The niche itself is good. Maybe it's your pricing, maybe it's your website, maybe it's your ads, maybe it's your designs. We have to figure what that thing is. Is there an age requirement for your program? I'm turning 17 in November. Ecom ABM. My man, 17. Look at this guy. He's doing 500,000 months at 17. 16. What the fuck? Woo. Where was I like at 16 years old? That's absolutely crazy. No, there's no age requirements. There's no age requirements. We had some people that are like 15, 16 in our program, and they just take it seriously. I mean, as long as you have your company established and everything, like, which could be like other required, but I mean, you have a company, which means you're doing numbers. So I don't think you have that problem. But yeah, there's no age requirements. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Shout out to you, Ecom ABM. All right. Can you give us any free course? Yeah, I mean, on my YouTube, there's plenty of like tutorials. I'm literally shooting them like, I mean, there's like every week we're posting some tutorials. Check it out. And if you need specific tutorial on a specific topic, I have a tutorial on product research. I have a tutorial on Facebook ads. I have a tutorial on the conversion rate optimization. I have all the tutorials that will help you with different things in business. So yeah, just check out my YouTube channel. I can pronounce your name. I'm sorry. MWAQAS Habib. I actually can. So if you had to open a store for dog owners, would you focus on one specific dog breed, like German Shepherd dogs, or dominate that niche, or would you rather open a store selling to all dog breeds? I would keep it more universal, and the reason I would keep it more universal is because German Shepherds, like, I don't know what are the stats, how many German Shepherds are in USA. All right. Okay, let me see here. All right, actually, 3.5 million German Shepherds. It's not bad. I always look at the TAM, which is total addressable market. So anytime I'm getting into business, into a niche, I want to see how big that niche is, and I wanted that niche to be at least like, I mean, for me, it's like 20, 30 million consumers that could potentially buy my product. So in your niche, seems like it's like 3.5 million German Shepherds in the United States, which is sizable. Probably you won't do like millions per month, but I mean, you can get some initial traction with that niche specifically. So yeah, I would probably start with German Shepherds, but then from there, kind of like expand. But yeah, this could give you some initial traction, help you get to some initial, 100K, few 100K in revenue, give you some skills in the process as well. And from there, you can expand to all dog breeds. Do you recommend testing OFW wealth management? Do you recommend testing EU market using EU currency and translator? Yes. And also you want to make sure that you have specific payment processors. Like, for example, in Germany, it's PayPal and Klarna, I believe, are the biggest ones. So you want to make sure that you have the payment processing for specific countries. In Eastern Europe, it's cash on delivery, right? So you want to make sure that you're using that if you want to maximize your conversion rates. And Yeah, so that's what I would recommend. Payment processing is the biggest one, and then translating. Yeah, you can just use translators. Ideally, someone who's local in that country who can kind of like verify if the translation is good. Sometimes you use platforms like DeepL, and it gives you like a decent translation, but having someone to proofread and verify would be amazing. OM. I get really demotivated when I don't receive sales for like 4 or 5 days, as I don't get the dopamine hit of cha-ching. For these days, how to keep my mental strength intact and keep momentum going. Uh, I recommend to focus on controllables, which means while you don't have that traction like directly with your business, I mean, you still have time, and you can spend that time to build better ads. You can spend that time to build better landing pages, like spy on your competition, look, see what's working. uh, this is a tool that um, I'm using. That's the tool that we have built. It's called Get Hooked AI. Like, we have like what 7.8 million ads there. So you can see the ads, you can see the landing pages, you can see basically everything that you need to become more profitable, so that once you have those elements in place, that you will consistently start getting sales. You will consistently start getting sales every day, and not having those days, 4 or 5 days, where you're not getting any. So, but this is within your control completely. The ads that you run, the landing pages, the website where you're driving traffic to, those things are completely within your control. I like to focus on the things that are controllable. Like, for example, I cannot choose like who will be the next president of the United States. That's something I have no control over, right? I cannot choose. Like, yesterday in Miami, it was like fucking raining as fuck, like crazy rain. And I didn't want it to rain, but it still rained. And I'm like, can I change it? And I'm like, can I change it? Can I have some sun, please? Give me some sun. And there's no answer from the top. So some things you cannot control in life, right? Where you born, how you born, like your family, like many things, unfortunately, like outside of our control, but certain things you can control. And so what I would recommend when you're not getting those dopamine hits, like on those days, focus on things you can fully control. And I know it's hard. It's as hard as like going to the gym for a week and not seeing instantaneous results. And then people are like, oh, I'm not seeing results. There is no point to going to the gym. But then if they would continue going to the gym, and if they would continue doing something they have full control of, then in 3 6 months they would be in good shape. Because some things just take time, and you just have to take that into consideration. But it's a phenomenal question, OM. Thank you so much for dropping it. I think it's something that a lot of people feel, and you just have to focus on the things you can control. And if you focus on those things, if you learn, if you become better, then inevitably your business picks up. It just directly correlated. Like, how good you are as a marketer, how good you are as an entrepreneur is directly correlated with how much money you're making. There's like you can, like, sometimes it's like delayed feedback loop. Sometimes you might be very good, but business is still not where you want it to be. So there's some delay, but then eventually it catches up. The same way like stock market always catches up with real value of the company. Sometimes company's value like gets inflated or deflated based on some very specific events, or maybe they had some bad quarterly reports, but eventually it catches up. Like, it always stabilizes, and the market gives you what you really worth. Let me know if that makes sense. OM. How do you deal with, as soon as you find a winning product, everyone starts ripping your product, website, and ads? This is just our industry. It just tells you that first, I mean, you can deal with those people. If someone rips your ads, I mean, we have a lawyer. Like last month, we took down like what 400, 400 competitors. Um, like landing pages, eBay listings, Amazon listings. So you can work with lawyer. I mean, probably that is the simplest solution if you want. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much volume you are doing because these lawyers are not cheap. Um, but the most kind of logical solution. Uh, the other solution is to make your stuff more differentiated. If you have like a custom content, or if you don't have custom content, then make custom content. If you have custom content and people still ripping you, then yeah, you have to take them down. You have to work with a lawyer, like to DMCA lawyer to take them down. So if you need help with that, Vifanta01, just DM me here, my Instagram. I don't know if we are connected on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. I'll see how I can help you on that side. But this is part of the business. This is part of our industry. People just copying each other's stuff. All right. Where is that? Where do we ask questions? Yeah, probably in the same spot where you ask this question. Just drop it here, Gaz. Please drop it where you drop this one. I can see it on my side, and I'll be answering it for you. All right. That is a good question. May I know which days and times you do live streams on YouTube so that I keep a reminder to attend it every time you go live? 100%. Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern. Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern, I do lives, Q&A. Then I do another one on Wednesdays, also at 12 p.m. And I do conversation with one of our clients or one of the experts on Thursdays at 11 a.m. These are times, and I usually announce those on my Instagram OM. So yeah, if we're connected on Instagram, yeah, you should be seeing there too. For sales objective, that's a question from OM. So for sales objective, do you recommend doing interest-based targeting on Facebook, or do you only suggest using broad targeting? Yeah, I think I answered this one before. Just go broad, because if you go broad, it just helps you to craft your messaging and your ads better. Because if you go targeting like very specific audiences, first of all, they're usually like more expensive CPMs. If you target, let's say, it's just like beauty, like the CPMs on those niches are crazy, very high, because there's a lot of competition. There's only so many people in that specific segment. And also broad is just more scalable. Like if you go targeting like specific audiences, you might get some sales, some initial traction, but then it will die. And if you go broad, it just like Facebook will keep optimizing and will decide which audience to show your ads to give you more consistent results over the period of time. That's how just their machine is set up. Where can we get a recording of your presentation that you did for Affiliate World? I don't know which. I've spoken on quite a few Affiliate Worlds. Ken Bummer, please let me know which one specifically you are referring to, and then I'll find it and I'll send it over to you. So, and by the way, I'm speaking at Affiliate World in Bangkok. So if you're in Bangkok, would love to meet you in person. If you're for Affiliate World in Bangkok, I'll be speaking there. I'll be in Bangkok with my team members, and I would love to see you in person. If anyone watching right now will be there, we'd love to catch up and say hi. All right. I have seen a lot of YouTube videos that recommend only starting with $5 per day budget for getting sales, and if CPC is greater than $2, then it's not worth to keep the campaign running. Yeah, usually if CPC is very high from the start, usually that's what it is. Yeah, just shut it down. Overall, like it will take you quite some time with those lower budgets to get some decent data. I would recommend to do like at least 10-20 bucks a day. So you get the data faster. All right, so after $4,000 ad spend, Google, Meta, Pinterest, and TikTok on my e-commerce gift store, I only got 40 in sales. Ooh, all right. If I want to make the most amount of sales in Q4, how should I run my Facebook ads under $50 a day? OM. Let me see what I can help you with. Just drop it. Drop it on Instagram. Let's connect on Instagram. I need to look at your stuff because whether you're spending $50 a day or $200 a day, there's something is not. It doesn't. You can't just fix it with spending less or spending more. You have to fix the core issue, which could be the product, could be your funnel, or could be your ads. There are only three problems that you're looking at here. But this is not sustainable. $4,000 had spent only 14 sales. Let's figure it out together. DM me on Instagram. And let's dive into this and let's see how I can help you. So this is my Instagram here. This is my Instagram. Yep, here, Instagram, OM. Please DM me there and we'll take it from there. Ecom ABM. Woo! Let's fucking go. One thing I can say, if someone rips you, you're doing something right. It's a good point. In this industry, there's people sometimes ripping you without even realizing, like they don't do the deeper like research. There's people that rip strategically. If you're ripping strategically, okay, you've done the research, you know that this product, this store is printing. That's good. That's smart. But there's some people just like they just rip anything. They just like, yeah, they see something, yeah, it seems like it's working. They don't do like a proper like dive deep into the whether that store is actually doing very well, and they just rip. So there's like two type of rippers. Any rippers listening? Yeah, but if you strategically learning from your competition, it's smart. If you simply just copy someone without even like understanding why it's working for them, or why the product that they sell is selling, or why the ads that they use are converting, if you just kind of like blindly following, then you will not learn a lot from that experience, and you will not be able to replicate it in the future or scale it up. But great feedback here. Ecom ABM. Hi, Alex. I found a pet product has been selling under the brand generic product. I don't know few for competitors. It can be sold very well, but only under brand. How can I test it? First, check if it's patented or trademark in some way. If it's not, just get yourself a sample, shoot some content, start selling it. I mean, I don't know, I don't know what else to sell you. Oh, interest content. Let me know if that makes sense. It's very simple, right? As long as this product you can sell and you can source, so you won't get into like trademark issues or patent issues, then yeah, just get yourself a sample, make some content, make some ads, make a product page or landing page, and start selling it. Ken Bummer, so you're referring to Affiliate World latest one where you discussed dropping CPMs? Dropping CPMs. Okay. I have to dig for it. Ecom IBM rip smart. Yes. Be a smart ripper. Don't be like a stupid ripper. Yeah, 100%. All right. We're in beauty niche. Our device COG is $75, and we want to sell it for $300 using long forward VSL. VSL 20 minutes plus. Can we succeed in this? The price is too high for Facebook. Beauty niche, beauty devices. So beauty devices, like at that high price point, is a bitch. Like, yeah, it's you can sell it, right? But it will Ken Bomber, I don't know how. And yeah, CPMs. I know what you asked about CPMs. You're probably getting like what, 100, 150, $200 CPMs. Yeah, like it's hard, man. Like $300 devices. I don't know how good. I don't know how, like, how much experience you have in marketing. If you were very like committed marketer and you're ready to spend like 10, 20, $30,000 to figure it out, you'll probably figure it out. You'll probably need some influencer marketing. You'll probably need some whitelisted ads, running ads from like 3, 5, 10 different pages. So it's kind of like hitting the same consumer. Like it seems like everyone is using the product that you're selling. But overall, like if you're looking for a simpler way, and there's few companies that cracked it, right? There's few companies that have figured it out, but it's hard. This is definitely not an easy task. Um, I would look for some cheaper products, like under $100 price point, 150 maybe. Uh, this will be hard unless you're very committed to this product and you're ready to dump like 10, 20, $30,000 into it before you crack it. Then go for it. But if not, if you're looking for like maybe like an easier way to and scale faster and maximize Q4, then it's I would just choose cheaper product. And I know you're like probably the quality of the product will be lower. I know all those things because yeah, it is what it is. But that's what I would do. Like if unless you're very committed to this product and you're very certain about this product and you want to make it work. It's very heavy on influencer marketing. At those price points, people making decisions like unless it's a very big like promise and very strong guarantee, and even then they're very skeptical. So you'll need like influencers to kind of like vouch for it and then use that content for ads. So then people start trust it, which is hard, right? So it's a very it's higher barrier of entry, which is good because it will be harder for other people to compete with you. But yeah, it will probably take you some time to figure it out and quite some amount of money. Yaniv Tal, Alex, thank you, my man. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. What is the highest front end price for Meta ads, meaning price without post purchases and upsells? I don't like to go above like 100, 150. I know some people go higher and they having success with it, but personally, I like 100, 150 max. Um, and then upsells like OTOs, phone upsells, and other things on the back end, and email, obviously, all of the other things there. All right, guys. I mean, these questions are top notch, and I absolutely loved answering these questions. I love the questions that you ask. Any of I don't know I didn't cover some of the questions specifically from Instagram, here from YouTube as well. Drop me those questions directly on Instagram. I also have like a lot of different resources I can send your way, like suppliers. I can send you a list of suppliers. If you need some ad scaling cheat sheets and documents, I have some amazing documents I can send your way. UGC and content and creative, I can send your way. Product research, I have some tutorials, I have some templates, I have many different things. So VSLs, advertorials, like more advanced stuff. I can send some tutorials your way as well, some documents. So just DM me on Instagram. Any questions I haven't answered, any resource that I mentioned that I haven't shared here, just DM me on Instagram directly with specific question or specific resource. Again, don't be shy. Shy people don't make a lot of money. Shy people usually just shy people don't get rich. So don't be shy. DM me on Instagram, and I'll answer you there. If I don't answer, just message again. Hey, Alex, what the fuck? Why are you not answering? Um, so yeah, just DM me there. and I'll help you with anything you guys need. I'll try to give you some feedback on the stuff that you do. I'll send you some resources to help you with your businesses, and we'll take it from there. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you, and I appreciate you guys for joining. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are amazing. Questions are like top notch questions. Appreciate these questions. Appreciate you guys joining. I have to get some stuff done, running a business here. So you guys probably need to go too. Just don't take some of the things that I mentioned here, implement them, come back with the feedback. If you need more clarification, again, DM me here, and I'll see you guys next time. I think Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. But I'll do extra notifications on my Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, then yeah, let's connect there. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. And